I was so blunt about things. I was like, this is the product. This is why. This is who I am. This is what I plan to do. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And honestly, we were in our last place. And we shared a home office, my husband and I would look over. People would just be like, okay, and I'd just be like, what is happening? Like,
wow.
And honestly, Chiwis is a much easier sell. It's a consumable product. It's easy to understand. I had a bit of a story. I had experience on food, but people got it, and I could just send them product. They'd try it, and they'd be like, yeah, okay. And I also, a lot of people in the Vancouver area had a bit of FOMO from Smart Sweets, because Smart Sweets went and got a $400 million huge investment from a private equity firm, and their shareholders, their last round they had raised was $2 million, and then they got to $100 million in revenue, and 70% of the company was bought for $400 million. CPG can be really, really good, a really good investment. And again, with the timing too, my first round was the early COVID, and people were in their homes, they had nothing to do, and a lot of people who had money were doing well. And I, was able to pitch that time. I raised the whole thing. I raised all of the money, over $1 million, basically in a hoodie and on Zoom.
Yep.
I didn't meet anyone face to face, not one person, not one person. And I know some of them, but not. I didn't have to wine and dine. And again, back to when I was doing the pivot and the R&D, that timing too. I didn't have to go fly to these manufacturers. We were just sending stuff back and forth and doing R&D and getting things through UPS. And we were getting all these snacks delivered. And I was working with a bunch of different manufacturers to find one that could make the product well, shared values. We use a lot of upcycled fruit, so that was a big deal. So that timing and being able to do things virtually was so helpful. But with the raising, it was just a whole different story, and it could have been the passion behind it. It could have been the simplicity of the product. There's a lot of different things, but it's a fairly common theme that women in tech will be like, this is not great. They're getting 2% of funding.
I think it's good to see that there's more attention and recognition for women in tech and women, women-led funds or funds that are dedicated towards supporting women entrepreneurs. I want to bring it up. I want to hear more about it, because there is an issue there that needs to be tackled. And so I appreciate it. And it's an interesting one, though, that the difference between tech to consumer product goods, and all of a sudden it's just bam, here it is. Perhaps it's the way you pitch, because if you're pitching me for investment, you're making it sound easy, which it puts a lot of confidence in somebody who's going to write a check for you. So that's pretty interesting.
It's a sales pitch too. And it's funny, now I have a lot of entrepreneurs coming to me and asking me about fundraising, and I'm so happy to help anyone. I had a lot of help early on, and I will pay it forward as much as I can. But it's a sales pitch, and you have to believe in it. You also have to know, I wasn't just hey, here you go. I knew my numbers. I knew my plan. I've been transparent from the beginning. I'm always like this. I'm like this with my team. I'm like this with my investors. They can ask me anything, anytime. But with a lot of these entrepreneurs, I have to tell them, you have to sell it. You can't fiddle around. You need to know exactly what you're trying to tell these people, because they're putting the money in you.
Yes.
It's not an easy thing. And I might make it sound easy, but there was a lot of prep going into it. I've also done every role in Chiwis. I know exactly what goes into this and how we can grow it. The pitch part was fun. It was fun, and people got it, but it's not easy.
Well, some of the things that I've heard you say, I think, are important. One, going and sitting down with somebody who is a consultant who can answer things like, what are the margins you need in the CPG space? 100 lists of questions on a Google Doc, going through everyone and paying them for their 3 hours of their time, even if it was $500 an hour. That is so powerful, such a great investment. Another thing you said, and this reminds me of a comment Rick Rule, who is one of our guests on the podcast, said. He looks at boards of directors in companies he's potentially going to put money into. And he looks at those directors and goes, why is that person there? And, they serve no benefit. They don't understand the geology that you have there. So why? And so you mentioned an advisory board, and every one of them has a reason there. So
Mm-hmm.
what I take from that is, and for an investor hearing that, is a level of sophistication. You've gone beyond just that first order of thinking. Your second and third level thinking. And then from what I take from you, just really articulate that this is what it is. And I think that the people who are interested in investing, they take a lot of confidence in hearing things like that.